Are you looking for an opening to make your opponent cry over the game? Well, I think I've got something for you, because this super rare opening is hardly played at all, and it works against every single one. I can guarantee you that below 1600, I don't care if it's 400 or 1200 elo, below 1600 it works. However, this is only for you if you don't care about epics and winning is all that matters to you. So it starts classically with e4, e5, and now the opponent can play this move or this move. Here in this variation it starts with knight f6. But the point is, at this point in this situation of the game, you are going to play knight takes e5. And this is the Halloween Gambit. The computer doesn't like it, but it has an absurdly high win rate when you click through the databases. So after black takes back, this is the 4 knights game, right? You just want to follow the mantra, keep harassing the knights, and you want to play d4. In this situation, what most of your opponents are going to play is the mistake, because let's be frank, they don't actually know what they are doing. Knight c6. This is a mistake, and you've achieved strategic advantage, because you are just going to continue harassing the knights. After d5, the knight is going to have to go somewhere. The by far most common move in this situation is knight e5. And with knight e5, what do you think is the best move according to this gambit? Well, it is harassing the knights. Play f4. You don't want to give them breathing room. At this point, you're going to win, despite being down in material, more than 60% of the games that you play. After knight g6, any other move loses the knight, right? This is literally the only move. Knight g6, you want to keep harassing the knights. Take over as much space as you can. Play e5. With e5, obviously both of these moves don't work. They will lose the knight. And still people play these moves. 30% of people take here, for example. 8% of people go here. This is the blue arrow. But 60% of people will actually retreat the knight. And as you can see, look at this massive center. We control so much space. Black is just going to lose. After you follow the key thing in this opening, which is d6. Because the key idea behind this opening is to establish a chain such that you can force a fork on this square. And everything that the opponent does to prevent this is to just keep adding pressure. You've got the space and you've got the developmental lead. So you do that. You play d6 and 90% of people are going to take here on the next move. C takes d6, which is actually a bad move because your win rate just again increased by 5%. After you take back, you're going to follow through with your plan. So at this point, most people are either going to take with the bishop, obviously losing the bishop plus having your queen centralized. So this is a bad move. But the other most common move is queen to b6, which is also a mistake. Once again, the opponent just doesn't know what to do at this point. What you want to do here is you want to go for knight b5, threatening knight c7, check and winning the rook. Your opponent will not know how to handle this situation. Because after a6, which 50% of players play here, your opponent just officially has lost the game because you play knight c7 check. Your opponent has to move the king and it can't even move the king here. So it will go here. And now you just take with knight takes a8. And guess what? The most common move once again is bishop takes d6, which is a horrendous mistake. Why is this a mistake? Well, because black just takes the free queen. The queen was hanging. And yet 1/3 of people will play bishop takes d6 here and probably just resign because the win rate at this point for white is 95%. So this is just a very strong opening that black really doesn't know how to handle. And if we go back, reaching this position, this is the 4 knights game. If you bring both of your knights out, chances are your opponent is going to do the same. Now, we do have to quickly look at the variants. For example, after these moves, some people are going to play the correct knight g6. It's all the same. Play e5, keep harassing the knights. Because now your opponent is going to once again have to retreat. It's actually the best move for them. And you have established the lead and initiative in the center. And you're going to use this to build an attack with bishop to c4. And your opponent is probably going to aim at the center. In fact, most people are going to play d6 here. It can be this move as well. Let's play d6. then you just play queen f3, threatening mate if black takes. And to block this, think about what you would play to block this. Because actually most people are going to play bishop e6, which just allows you to win a pawn. And now don't worry, you haven't hung a piece, because after the bishop takes, you can win the piece back. With what move? Look for checks. That's right. Queen c8 check. The king has to move somewhere. If the queen blocks, then you win the rook, which is even better. So if the king moves instead, which is the better move, you should take the bishop. And you're up a pawn, plus up in the center, and your opponent has no right to castle anymore. And in this situation right here, if your opponent doesn't play knight e5, but instead plays knight b4, and what you just want to do is you, once again, follow the mantra, keep pushing for the center. And at this point, your opponent is likely to, because it is attacked twice, take the pawn. This is the most common move in this position, which is where you just want to take back. Now you will notice that they can't actually take back, because if they do, which once again is the most common move and gives you a 60% win rate, is that you just take back and you are up material plus controlling the center. And you are going to once again build threats with bishop to c4. If instead of knight e5 here, your opponent plays knight e7, like this, your opponent is most likely going to retreat once again, and you establish this threat with this move. In 66% of games, you are actually now winning. There's much to see in this gambit, but the key remains kicking the knights out, establishing threats, or just leading with the center with these moves and threatening a mate, because you have the initiative as right. And if you get to a position such as this, because you know the engine doesn't like it, but your opponent is not a grandmaster, you are going to win this game if you keep checking that wherever the knight goes, maybe you will be able to take it with one of your pieces, right? If you want to see all of the moves so that you can study through it and so that you can play it right in the next game, get started right away, win right away, then click the link in the description and you will have all the moves there to click through and you can start right away. See you in the next one. Please subscribe.